Hi there folks, Slick in the Shed. We're going to finish rebuilding the transmission today. Stick around. Giddy up! Oh, this thing rips!
Hey Slick, are you still in the shed?
Well, this thing never gets any lighter. Yeah. Well, good morning, folks. Slick back here in the shed. Long anticipated moment. We are finally beginning on rebuilding the C4 transmission that's going to go into the 1968 Mustang convertible that we so lovingly named Sally. Last I left on this project, we saw that there was some gravel in the pan, and so we knew at that point, okay, we just need to get deeper in there. So I bought a rebuild kit. We finally have the time and the space set aside. Let's see what we can get our hands into. Side note, I've never done this before, so we'll learn together. Or maybe it'll just be some hard lessons. I don't know. Those are the best ones, aren't they? Okay, got all my parts stowed away in this nifty little bin that I'm also going to use as a tub to immerse some of the parts into with mineral spirits. The ghosts in a can. Whew. I got the dad sneeze down. Yeah, gravel and grit and transmissions don't really go together. So that's why we're here. There, now you can see what the heck is going on. Okay. A little gritty. I'm gonna have to use a putty knife and go through here and scrape all the gasket material off of this pan. Let's do that. I'll rip off what I can. And then we'll use our putty knife for the rest. Been listening to a lot of Gordon Lightfoot lately. Just a preliminary kind of scrape. Not trying to keep this table surgical at all times, but obviously cleanliness for this is kind of the name of the game. So good as you can, I guess, is the goal. Oh no, I gotta sneeze again, but there's grease. Oh, all over my hands. That's how I get those marks on my nose and forehead at the end of the day. Painting these mineral spirits on our parts. So of course there's some pitting on the pan, but from rust and such, but it's nothing that I'm really concerned about. All right. Let that eat. Yeah. Filter. A lot of little bolts. Screws, whatever you want to call them. Yeah. Okay, maybe this is just casting flash that I see on What is this called? The valve body? Come over here. And don't drop the transmission off the table. All right. Okay. Mostly green. See a reference manual, shall we? Okay. Come here. Come on out of there. Now what they want us to do is remove this cover. Low reverse servo cover. Did you get all that? Okay, so this piston's supposed to come out too. I'm assuming this is the piston. Piston itself seems fine. There's nothing to indicate to me that there's really anything wrong with this. Sludge. Sludgy. Dude, did anybody ever... Oh, that's got to be friction material though, yeah? Because it's like dark colored, yeah. Dark colored, kind of silty. Now I was saying to remove the throttle valve, which is vacuum. Oh, modulated. They are screw-in throttle valves, okay. Supposed to be a throttle pin that goes inside. Okay, I got a spot for a wrench I could throw on there. Hold on, it's 3/4. Okay. I'm assuming this is the control rod pin that they referenced. Okay. Transmission fluid just keeps coming out of this thing. Okay, we need to remove the tail shaft housing now. I see in this picture they got here that these fellas got this thing like standing on end to get that done. I don't know how they're doing that. Large shaft coming up out of the front. So what, how do you... Can I do her like this? That doesn't seem safe. Not at all. I better understand how they do that now. Please be okay. All right, she seems fine. Any other loose parts? Hello? Oh. Okay. Didn't know it was gonna be just like that. Make sure I hold this down at the same time. Do one of these. Oh, gee. Good old PB. Just a little something. It's not like these are seized or stuck in there. They're just tight. All right. There's a little something for it. Would this help too? Probably not. But I'll do it anyway. A little easier? No, not at all. That doesn't feel good, is what I'm telling you. So let's go back the other way a little bit. These aren't small bolts by any means, but you just get a little nervous. All right. It'd make me feel better if I just try to go to a different one for a second. There, that one feels better. And that one's coming out just a lot easier too. That one's also released. Holding down the case at the same time is the hardest part. Oh, there you go. Put your body weight on it. I ought to take that transmission mount off too. Okay. All right. Mount dismounted. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, lots of luck. Okay, not too bad. Okay, so there's only one that's still giving me trouble. Be this fella. Maybe I ought to heat that up. Come here. I need a different angle on it too. Try to take this tail shaft housing off and then we're probably cooked for time today. Heat it up a little bit and then we'll throw some juice at it too. It's a little more promising. Go back in the other direction now. Now a little juice. More juice. You couldn't tell, I'm a firm believer in juice. Maybe a little more heat. Fire, fire. Woo. All right, enough of that. More juice. I got faith in you. I might just break off. Yep. Yep. Okay, cool. Cool, thanks. You know, sometimes it's just not meant to be. As hard as you try. Like, I know some of this is just, you know, take a little patience and blah, 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 this, that, but sometimes it just doesn't work that way. Well, that's cool. Hey, that's fine. Let's zip the rest of these off, and then this isn't, it's not like this is a blind hole or a I don't know what you call it, dead end hole. I can extract that out later, what remains. I think that was just a matter of time. It is what it is, and then I'll re-tap the hole if I have to. We have to size up the bolt a little bit, so be it. We got a little room there to work with. You feel me? That's a little disappointing. Yeah, it should come right off. Never seen a transmission tail shaft before. That's kind of cool. Makes it easier to clean that all separate like. All right, we're back. It's another day. Picking right up where we left off. Now we need to remove our governor. Governor. 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts. Those look like a, I don't know, like a 3/8 or something. Well, this spins too, don't it? So how... Okay, governor itself is just this piece. Don't laugh at me. I'm learning as I go here. Okay, check in, see if primary and secondary valves are free. Detectable by a little rattle. Okay. Yeah, we're good. Well, we're gonna call that good. And move on. Remove the servo, intermediate band servo. Okay, servo, this right here. Oh, nice. Yeah, okay. What makes me nervous is this. Let's just move this, shall we? All right, look, I didn't know it was gonna do that, all right? Huh. So, I guess I can't reuse that gasket. I'm joking, I'm joking. All right, note to self. Keep a hand on. I mean, I should have known just from looking at the picture that there was a spring in there. A lot of friction material in there. Like, I guess I don't know what's excessive and what's not, but that looks like a lot. Remove band struts. Band struts. This. And this. Are we able to just reach in here and snag it out of there? Wouldn't you have to release tension on this? I think so. Oh. Oh. Don't mind my pink fingernails, by the way. My daughter likes to get creative. And I am her test subject. But is it more like I can thread this piece out? Let's try that. I don't want to too much though, you know? All right. Saw a fella just use a screwdriver to get these bad boys out of there. So, guess I'll do the same. Cool. That's pretty neat. Intermediate and low reverse band struts. So that one plus this here. That moves a lot easier than, I guess, what I expected. I don't know. Remove the pump, input shaft, and forward clutch. Okay, now it's saying with these pump bolts removed that the pump, input shaft, and forward clutch should be able to come off. How? Maybe I can. I saw a fella do one of these too, just to give her a little push out. Come on, man. All right, got a plan. We're going to tap the pump, throw a bolt in through the pump, because the pump isn't threaded, it's the case that's threaded. And then we're gonna throw a bolt through in one direction, the case, and then we're gonna thread in to what we just tapped, another bolt that will help to leverage some force and push the pump out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. This won't be the exact bolts we use, but I'll use this longer bolt from my my pulley set just because that's what I had. Cleaned up these threads on the case already. So I thread in this bolt on the side of the case. I'll thread it so that it is up to wherever it needs to stop, so I can then, once I thread or tap the pump, I thread in a bolt here and it pops the pump out. That's the theory anyway, and I don't take credit for the idea if it works, because I saw it online after doing a little bit of research. I knew I'd have to do something special because there's shop manual references to get a pry bar in here, pry, but now I understand that somebody must have already been in here before, because I see that there were already those marks when I opened up the case. So this has been serviced before, but couldn't tell you exactly when, and it doesn't necessarily look like it. It looks like it's been a long time. Let's try it. We'll see what we can do here. Guy said that he threaded it with a 7/16 by 14. Yeah, and then he used one of the bell housing bolts, if I'm not mistaken. 12, 13, 14. Yes. Yeah, appears to be the size. Whoa! Trying to keep this as straight as possible. Back her up a little. Forward. Alright, let's see how this works. First, put this bad boy in there. Please, please, oh please work. Okay, let's see how this works. All right, we got one run down holding a little bit of pressure. I think I'm gonna do it at least one more time. We have more bell housing bolts and we have more of those pulley bolts to use. Why not? Could only help. Back her up, back her up. Thread another one of these in there, shall we? Come here. Please come out of there. What do you want me to do? I'll do it. Do you see it moving? Watch. It is, isn't it? I don't know. We'll know here in a second. This is moving a lot better than the other one was. Yeah, it definitely is. It's just, dude. Just prying on that shell was not going to get it done. Can I pry on it a little bit now and maybe it comes out? I don't know. Well, you're supposed to? No, you're going to make me tap the other side of the case. All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. Ah! No, you just don't want it to be easy on me. Or better yet, let me be smart with this. Longer bolt. Longer bolt. Just have like a tiny amount more thread. This one though, this one's got quite a bit. Let's run this to the end and see where we're at. Okay, I'm really hoping for it to just kind of let loose here soon. Woo! Look at that! Yeah, there was no way. There's no way that you're getting that off there just by, you know, you're going to bust that all up. There you go, folks. This one wasn't doing as much as this bad boy was doing all the work. You're going to start to scrape the case right here, but you get this one, tap them in here. You know, maybe you tap one on the other side. You can start to leverage that out a little bit at the same time while you're applying pressure here. There you go. Okay, we're back. Cleaned up a little bit. Now we're ready to continue. I don't know the exact time of that burn, but solid, at least a solid 2 hours, I can tell you that. We just removed the pump, input shaft, and forward clutch. Well, we just loosened it, so let's remove it. Cool. Complete. That was step 7. Oh, hey, that was number 1 of the internal disassembly. We're moving right along. Remove the intermediate band. I believe that's this one. So I'm going to compress that with my fingers. Move it on over. And I have no idea what I'm looking at here. It's just very dark, which, from what I understand, ain't such a good thing. I think there's supposed to be a lot more material here that we aren't seeing, which is, I guess, good that we're in here now. Okay, good. We didn't score up our drum, and you can see just faintly where I was tapping on the top of that little bolt head. We're good. Good there. And we're gonna have to remove all this glue and gasket material that was here. Same around there. Okay. Okay. We're deep in the transmission now. How does this come off? That's my question. Oh, just slides. All right. Okay, next thing we ought to be doing then, per the directions, disassemble the front pump. All right. Okay. The underside here. No. Just ever so slightly. This one right here. I wonder if that's something you can just sand down or if it needs to be machined. I don't know. Not sure. We'll come back to it. Sitting like this. This should come out. Ah. This is the planet. Gotcha. Need the gear shell to come out now. Gear shell. Nothing crazy looking in there. Just dirty. Okay, that's all together. There's a C-clip. Tail shaft C-clip, which releases the tail shaft. All right, where's the C-clip at, huh? Yeah, this just slides out then, doesn't it? Is this still technically part of the planetary? Okay. All right, tail shaft C-clip. Where's that at? I don't see it in there. Oh, all right, I understand what they're talking about now. All right, hold on here. Hold your horses here. I think I've got just the tool. It's in there. You see it right there? I need a light because I can't see anything. All right, she's in there. Whoa. Snap ring removed. Need to remove the governor support assembly along with the two pressed in hydraulic lines. Well, what's the support assembly? Is it this? This whole thing? Oh! No room right there, huh? Okay. Oh, okay. That looks like I'm gonna, whoa! Bust my knuckle right into the table. I don't want to do that. Oh, yep, did it anyway. All right. That's fine. I think that's it. I could be wrong. Do you want me to? Whoa. This whole thing? You just want me to? It's coming. Corroded. Corroded. There's a C-clip there as well. Ugh. Not real fond of these instructions. Move the parking pole. Okay, you telling me this is the parking pole? Is this it? Thrust washer? No, that can't be it. That's not it. Parking pole looks like this. Parking pole is this. Inspect the gear, thrust washer. Here's thrust washer. Yeah, inspect it for wear. I mean, it's been worn, sure. I don't know. The gear itself is good. This is your ring gear. Yeah, and then thrust washer. Yeah. That is gold colored. Inspect forward planet carrier. Forward planet carrier. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Almost like I know what I'm doing here. Can I take this band out now? Come on, baby. There you go. Squeezing. Squeezing the band together while I'm pushing. There. You didn't make it easy, did you? Yeah, these look fine. In stark contrast, I wholly doubt this is the preferred way to do this. Maybe there's no other way too. Yeah. Disassemble reverse high clutch assembly. We got like a snap ring in here that just needs to be worked up. You know what? This kind of sucks. This kind of not so easy. Let's see if we can get a pick in there. There's quite a bit of material there still. No like discoloration on the steels. Okay, now let's look at the forward clutch. Should be a snap ring here. These are the ones I'm expecting to be like bad. Fine, whatever. It's all good, buddy, whatever. Oh. Oh. Steel seems okay, but the discs are black, so not great. But I mean, that's the band it was used in the most. Remove Belleville spring. Should be a snap ring retaining that. Down there, yeah. Easier said than done. Gotcha. No, I don't. Dang it. Boy, getting this one out is, yeah. This is so fun. Ah! You. Get in there and do what I pay you to do. Oh, what? Ah! That is, that was not fun. That was not super duper awesome, spectacular fun. We need to remove our one-way clutch. Roller. Roller. Bring. Roller. Roller. Damn it. There. One-way clutch. Okay. 7/8 nut. Time for lunch. All right. Now. Don't try to resist me. Oh. Okay, didn't know it was going to pop out like that. No kidding, a lever within a lever. Glad I saw where that one went. Flying! Oh, there's no easy way to remove that. Cool. A little parking pawl. Cool. A 5/16 wrench around here. Good Lord. What? Who did this? What? This is what we'll do. Oh my. It shouldn't be like that. I feel like I'm gonna break a 3/8 ratchet trying to get this thing loose. Can I? Let's do one of these. This is gonna look really goofy. Okay, so what's gonna break? This is goofy, is what this is. What's gonna break? Woo! That's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Well, the transmission's a lot lighter now. You know, if they needed to be torqued to that, whatever that was, too much, Why not use a bigger bolt? I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking crazy here. All right, cool. This is part of that one-way clutch then. What about one of those, huh? Relax, relax. Let's do this. 3/4 deep well. Yeah. All right, this is where I'm leaving off for now. When we come back, we should be cleaning and then putting everything back together. So we'll see you then. Hi there, folks. Slick back in the shed. So we're continuing on with the C4 transmission rebuild. I have taken the liberty of cutting out most of the cleaning that I've done so far. You don't want to watch me literally just clean parts with a toothbrush, mind you, in mineral spirits for days on end. Tedious is an understatement. Also note, in the process of disassembly, I did not show this out of self-preservation because it was extremely embarrassing. Okay, try, although I may, to be as gentle as possible when disassembling. There was a tail housing bolt that was just stuck in there and it sheared off when I was removing the tail housing. I tried every which way, welding a nut on top of it, just heat juice, used a little crayon, tried to, you know, go tighten her up a little bit, back her off a little bit, tighten her up a little bit. The key to removing sheared bolts, screws, is just time and patience, generally. Well, not in this scenario, because despite spending several hours on this one bolt, just trying to ease it on out of there, wasn't happening. I even bought a new extraction kit just to extract it. And by all accounts, the extraction kit worked as intended. Let me show you. Hold on. I got the piece of sheared bolt out. You notice how it's all nice and shiny on the bottom of it. It's got part of the aluminum case still in it. Also notice that I was drilling it out as part of the extraction. She just let go. So there's no, I did not think it was in our best interest to aluminum weld it back together. Instead, I got us a new case. And by new, I mean new to us, of course. Cleaned up that case. And like I said, all of our parts are clean, less the actual shaft, plus the valve body and the governor. Past that, we're clean. And now I'm at the point where I am doing a little bit of reassembly at the same time. Before I finished cleaning all those parts, I came upon doing my servos, and while I just took the old seals out, I want to put the new seals back in. And so part of that is going to be me taking some assembly lube and then some transmission oil, kind of lubricating these things, getting everything put back together. And then I'll continue with cleaning. Because if I don't put stuff back together right now, I'm going to forget. I'm going to forget how it goes. What am I doing? I'm walking around. Maybe it'll come back to me. Transmission fluid. Yep. See, the hands work every time. Mag 1, Type F. Using Type F for the C4 transmission because that was what was originally inside of it. Although, I don't know that look, if you have a personal preference to brand, go for it. That's all I'll say about it. This was the cheapest. Ooh, that's pretty. Do you see that? This, just so you're aware, this assembly goo is kind of like a tacky grease assembly lube that the tack is used to hold like some of our seals, especially like our washers or thrust washers and whatnot, in place for assembly purposes, but when the transmission comes up to operating temperature, it'll melt right into the transmission fluid. It's the intended purpose. It's made specifically for this. I've also heard that you could use just Vaseline or petroleum jelly. Okay, this is the seal for one of our pistons. Couldn't tell you which one it is. Set right, would you? There. Uno más. Ooh, that's cool. This one though is so particular looking. Flat on one side, rounded on the other. You'd know it if you saw it. That's part of my problem, is that I don't saw it. But this is the master rebuild kit. Something's gotta be in here. Nay. Well, here's a good thing. It could be worse. It's not just crumbling in my hands, so. I almost get it spun. I almost get it spun out, and then I don't. Oh, I got it on the run. Oh. This is your eviction notice. Yeah, call me Dog the Bounty Hunter. This guy's late for rent. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. Not fun, man. I got one more of those too. There, I'll show you me cleaning one part, and I'll let you know. Cheap setup to clean parts. Granted, this takes forever. This is why you pay a transmission shop to clean all your stuff, because it is so time consuming to get everything clean and to have the space and the tools and to just blah 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 blah. But I know you don't want to watch me clean all this stuff, so here's this dirty. Got a 27-gallon tote, and I've got like a couple gallons of mineral spirits down on the bottom of it. Toothbrush. This is it. This is it. Aren't you glad you didn't watch? Aren't you glad that I didn't make you watch days of this? Yep. Give me a second. Let me clean this up. I'll show you what clean looks like. Yes, it's terror time again. Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island. Solid movie. One of the greats. Now, if you remember, the bottom of this, all black. Now, ooh, shiny. The worn bearing surface, we're going to ignore that. You don't want to wipe out any of these parts with regular paper towel. You want to get a different type towel. I'm going to grab you one. Wouldn't call it lint-free. It's really all dependent. Lint-free is dependent upon how hard you are wiping and trying to avoid super sharp surfaces. So these are just shop towels. I think Scott brand makes them. I think there's a literal like shop towel brand, but they do not just drop white lint everywhere. Now, some of these surfaces could be sharp, and if I were to just, over and over, yeah, you're still gonna get some pieces in there. But if you were kind of gentle, really just trying to dry things up in there, that's your best bet. Trying to dry stuff off. This has been the whole process. Just clean it, dry it, and then this is bare metal. You don't want it just sitting out in the open. So then you could take, this wouldn't be good for your seals, but you could take WD-40 if you're gonna have just some of the bare parts sitting out for a while and you knew you weren't gonna get back to it for a while. Just throw some WD-40 on it. It won't start to surface rust, or better yet, just take some of your transmission fluid that you're gonna use. So you put an oily film on all the surfaces. Okay. Clean. I was thinking that there was an O-ring on this one too. Yeah, I feel one. Okay, so this is where the other O-ring goes. Gonna be super fun. Should have inspected this one. Ah! Stabbed myself with the pick before I oiled it up, but I was not thinking. If I can just destroy the seal with the pick. Get out of there. Get out of there. You're squatting in this rental. It's time to get out. Ah, yeah. Look at me go. Okay. Good. We are good with seals for now. I still got a little bit more washing to do, but we'll be reassembling the rest of it next time. Howdy folks, good morning. Slick back here in the shed. We're continuing on with our C4 transmission rebuild. At this point, I'm really just kind of lubricating a couple things with ATF prior to reassembly. I still have to clean the valve body and the, what would you call it? It's not just the input shaft, it's the long shaft. I'll be honest with you, I don't know what the whole part's called. I will show it to you here. 1 minute. The whole thing, you know? The kit and caboodle. Now if I could just remember how that goes on and off. Goes on the end with all the splines. Has the little filter in it. Output shaft? Is that it? Output shaft? Gotta be. Because this goes in through the tail housing of the transmission. This is like on the back, the rear of the transmission. This is what comes out of it. Yeah, because this is what your slip yoke goes onto, I think. I believe. I'm no expert, all right? I'm figuring out it as we go here. You know, what's the chance, guy? We come out of here. There. Small parts. These rings. Wondering if they get replaced. Are they in the kit? Because if they're in the kit, I'll replace them. Kind of looks like those. A rubber seal. There's a snap ring down there. What about this rubber seal? Does that get replaced? I don't think I saw that one in the kit. We're just gonna let that one be. These rings, once I get these all the same size. Sure looks like it. Yeah, it makes sense. There's 3 of them. They're all the same size. Get all these other little rings out of here. Scram! Yeah, these guys. I think I can take these old ones out then. One would think. Screwdriver. Just broke. All right. Well, fine. Makes it a little easier for me to take out. Hold on. Got a real cheap piston ring compressor tool. So I wonder if that could work the exact same way on this. If I could, you know, if I could get a little bit of, a little separation here. Boy, these guys fight dirty. Why didn't you just have it break in your hands? Figured it was worth it to just break that last one. All right, 1 for 3. Extremely brittle. Extremely. Okay, let's clean this little piece. Same thing with these little rings. Bet this would be a useful tool for installation though. Aha! A lot easier. There's all three. Ta-da. Okay, what about this? See that? Ah! It's the little things. Very soon I will have touched every single component of the entire transmission with a toothbrush. Valve body, which also requires a little bit of disassembly. This is gonna be fun. Right. Well, this is why we film it. Come in here a little closer. Okay, we'll put this on. He-Man himself. Little baby one. Out. Ooh. Well, that's pretty cool. You know what that looks like to me? Looks like a lot of small parts for me to try to keep track of. God, how does this thing just keep leaking out more oil? Little 5/16s. Oh, why is that so tight? You think it was gonna come off? Little stud. No gasket, just on there. Okay. Ooh. Oh yeah, a little check ball in there. Well, we about run ourselves out of time for today, so we'll pick back up with it on the next one. Alright folks, we're back. Continuing on with disassembly on this C4, specifically on the valve body. Gonna do this one piece at a time, so it don't cost me a dime. Maybe. Okay, alright, well, one moment. I'm gonna lay it out basically the same way that I just pulled it out. Maintain everything best I can that way. I don't remember where I read, but maybe it was a forum or something that said disassembly and reassembly of a C4, C6 transmission was just an exercise in cleaning and organizational skills. I understand what they meant now. Holding a little bit of pressure on that plate. There's a spring pushing towards me on the other side. Lot of spring pressure on this one. A spring within a spring. I think that's it. Besides this on the back side here. Hold on. How does one get this out? Okay, so I just pulled this pin. Sitting like so. Pin was right there. I have to use a pick to push this further out. That worked nicely. Spring. I've got another pin to remove here. Which may only come out one way. I'm curious how I get this out now. As far as I can tell, the last thing that we need to do is get this little pin out to remove this spring which is holding pressure against this. I wish I knew all the names for all these, sorry. So I have a pin punch set. I think that's exactly what we would need for that. There's a spring applying back pressure to this pin. I use one set of needle nose to depress the pressure whilst giving a little bit of a pull. This feller should come out. In theory. Started moving. Use a soft clamp here just to hold this fella in place. Not applying a lot of pressure, just something to set her down. Okay, so I was doing it right. Referencing Ford service manual for 1968 specifically covers this throttle body, and they have a specialized tool for this. Just goes down to the board, basically does the same thing I'm doing with two needle nose pliers. Holds some back pressure, and then they come in with a pair of side cutters, diagonal cutters, to hold a little tighter, and they give it a pull. Easier said than done. Okay, well, at the risk of potentially damaging something, we're gonna leave it, okay? We're gonna leave it. Not worth it. Well, now at this point, we're good to do a final clean on that and begin our reassembly. So as per usual, I'll save you from watching me do all the cleaning. I will get back with you when we are completing our reassembly.